Remember Mel Allen?
Oh, remember watching highlights of you back in '82 and '83 to this week in baseball? Absolutely. Dale Murphy going to be out at BB&T Ballpark tonight. It's Dale Murphy night, courtesy of Carolina's Tire Pros and CharlotteKnights.com for all the details. As the Knights take on the Gwinnett Braves at 7:05. And I pointed out earlier, Dale. So I grew up watching TBS, and my story's nowhere. It's not unique. There's tons of people out there listening who grew up watching you in the Braves when that was the only team you could get on a national scale for so long before the ESPN Game of the Week came along, or Game of the Night, I should say. But when I used to watch you, those '82 and '83 seasons, your MVP seasons, those were great. And then you had those years later in the '80s where things got kind of tough in Atlanta. I love the fact that they won 14 straight division titles, but there was a little part of me during those '90s years that thought, why couldn't they have put this together for a few years for Dale when he was in his heyday in Atlanta? And I got to wonder what you were thinking. I'm sure you were happy for the Braves in the '90s, but you had to have been thinking, man, I would love to get in on some of this.
Oh, absolutely, no question about it. Like you mentioned, the early '80s, we had a '82, '83, and we were competitive in '84. So it was kind of like we were on a roll there, and then things kind of fell off the cliff, no question about it. And I remember seeing a stat of Chipper Jones. I don't think he had, his first 10 or 12 years, or maybe, I don't know how many they won in a row, 14, whatever. He was in postseason play.
Yeah.
He just didn't know anything different. I thought, man alive, that must, and since we didn't have the wild card back then, we were competitive, but you had to win your division.
Yeah.
And so we really only got into the playoffs that one year. But, oh, yeah, no question about it. I was a little jealous about not being able to take part in that. But my time was done there. Even when I went to the Phillies, that was kind of strange. But it was time to move on. I really felt like it was. And, that's the way things go sometimes. I missed out on a lot of fun, no question about it. But I look back, I don't have any regrets. I had a great time and great opportunity with the Braves. Met some great people and had great experience.
Well, Murph, we're upset you're not in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So what can we do to make this fix? I mean, there's people.
I got to get you a vote.
I know. You, Roger Maris, there's a couple that deserve to be in there. I know you're a team guy, but you must think about it. Does it bother you? I know you're a man of great faith and other things that you put in front of yourself, but does it bother you in any way? Do you ever think about it?
Well, I do. I think about it. I mean, I get asked a lot about it. First of all, I like to say that, I was on the ballot for 15 years, which is, it's kind of unique that, to qualify for that. So I was really lucky to be there for 15 years, and I've had, a lot of people. I appreciate your support. A lot of people have been supportive. It's just the nature of it. It's very, very difficult to get in, and you got to get 75%. If I was, you'd probably hear a different answer from me if I had like 65%, or But I think the most percent I got was in the 20s somewhere. So I'm not exactly knocking on the door. Maybe something will happen with the Veterans Committee, but I'll tell you the other thing that I think about too is that there's a lot of guys I think should be. I think of Lee Smith.
Yeah.
You just got to go check some of these numbers out of some of these guys.
A two-time MVP.
Well,
and you're not only the Silver Slugger, but 5-time Gold Glove. So well-rounded. I mean, your credentials in the '80s, there weren't any better than you.
I appreciate that, and something may happen in the veterans side of the voting process. I know my name will come up. I think in maybe next year and be considered again. So. It would be great, but it's a tough thing to do.
Let me close by saying this. I said that we had the opportunity to meet about 3 years ago, and obviously you were my guy growing up. It's not often I've found working in this business now, working in the media. Sometimes you revere people when you're a kid, and when you grow up and you actually meet them, they're not all they were cracked up to be. And that could not be further from the truth when it comes to you. The greatest guy you can meet, and an upstanding guy, and a guy that will sign every last one of those autographs tonight, as I'll saw you in action. I'd love to keep you 4 or 5 more segments, but we got to go. I know you got places.
I think he's got to go.
But thank you so much.
Oh, you're so kind.
And Szoke and I will get to work on that committee to get you.
Oh, well.